Perfect. So moving right along to our next session, we have Lisa and Brendan. I think I see you there. How's it going?
Hi, Erica. Hi, everyone. How are you?
Really good, thanks. How are you doing today?
Good, good.
And whereabouts are you based? Just curious. Is it
Yeah,
Limerick?
so I'm in Limerick City in O'Connell Avenue campus, part of Limerick and Clare ETB.
Okay. And how's the weather? Next question.
It's okay. It's overcast. It's not
Medium.
raining.
Yeah, similar here, back and forth all day. Perfect. So I know you're going to be talking to us about assistive technology cafes. So really
Yeah.
curious about those, really excited for your session. So whenever you're ready, I think go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, so I'll try and share my screen now and you can let me know if it's working.
Yeah, will do. I think it's on its way. It's taken a bit longer than usual. I wonder what's going on. Let's see. Might just try it one more time. I think it might be stuck in the ether.
If there's a problem, I can try it, Lisa.
Yeah.
You want to try first again?
Say sometimes it works, sometimes and not other times. So there you go. Worked that time.
You're just muted there, I think.
Yeah.
You're on mute, Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah, it muted me when I shared my screen. I'm going to try one more time.
Oh no. It's funny when these things happen at a technology event, isn't it?
It's automatically muting me when I do it. I'll try one more time.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? It's because I need to share my audio, but I'm going to unshare and then reshare for the video.
Okay, all good. Yeah, we can
And
hear you and see it now anyway. So
you can still see it. Great.
yep.
Okay, we should be fine, so I think.
Perfect.
Perfect. So thanks very much for having us. Like I said, my own name is Lisa Gubbins and I'm a TEL support worker with Limerick and Clare ETB. And today I'm joined with Brendan Ryan. If you want to come in, Brendan, and introduce yourself.
Sorry, Brendan, now you're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, hi.
All
Sorry.
good.
My name is Brendan Ryan. I'm the TEL coordinator with Limerick and Clare ETB. Finding my voice.
Thanks, Brendan. So today we're going to talk about a recent initiative that we've been piloting in Limerick and Clare ETB called TEL Cafes. So as part of our presentation today, we're going to provide an overview of the TEL Cafes, and we're specifically looking at the theme of assistive technology. So who was involved, why we decided to collaborate, and the resources we used during the sessions. We're also going to show a short video which showcases a use case of Notebook LM as a learning support. And lastly, we're going to look at feedback from staff following the cafes. So what are TEL Cafes and why did we decide to run them? So I'm just going to show you a poster that we use to advertise the TEL Cafes. And the idea is really, with TEL Cafes, we visit different campuses and bring along coffees, pastries, fruit to create a relaxed environment to discuss and discover new technologies. So why did we decide to do it? So we decided to review how we were offering TEL professional learning opportunities to staff, as many had previously highlighted that time was a major barrier to upskilling. And how did the idea come about? So my colleague Shirley O'Leary, she attended a webinar on AI in the classroom. And I'm just going to show you the poster from the webinar, just in case you want to check out more information about it. And it featured Barbara Anna Zilanka, and she suggested the cafe idea as a way to engage learners with AI. And Shirley felt that we could apply this approach with staff and open it up to wider teaching technologies. So the idea was to create a flexible drop-in style sessions that we'd hold once a month, and we'd rotate between campuses to give staff opportunities to attend. So in these cafes, staff could chat about and explore new technologies in a relaxed setting with a cup of tea and a pastry. So we found that these flexible sessions resulted in staff discovering new technologies, and even following the sessions, they were more engaged with TEL supports across campuses and just linking with us in general. So I'm just going to pass you over to Brendan now to talk about our TEL cafes that were focused on, specifically on assistive technology.
Thanks, Lise. I guess first, why focus on assistive technologies with TEL cafes? The TEL cafes are themed every month, and Lise, Caroline and Shirley choose the themes that are most relevant to staff. And if we look at the example of Martin beforehand, that's great practitioner use of technology with an assistive lens. But we felt, and we know there's a mismatch, and that there's lots of different practices. And one of the biggest challenges is keeping up to date with the available technologies, particularly with AI. So the approach, we're very lucky in Limerick and Clare ETB because we as the TEL Support Service are tutor facing and we support tutors. So Caroline, Lisa and Shirley, working with the rest of the team, lead up on the TEL cafes. But in this area of assistive technology, our key collaborative partner is the Active Inclusion Support Service, led up by Yvonne Haverty, and the Learning Hubs, particularly, and Keno Tierney. And we're really lucky that we have brilliant staff in our Learning Hubs who work with us in the TEL Support Service and with Keen and Yvonne on developing our approaches to the use of technology, particularly when it comes to the assistive technology and supporting those with the greatest need. So the focus of the Learning Hubs and the Active Inclusion Support Service is on learner support. So they were key partners in this project. So when I speak of we in the two slides I have, I'm speaking for both the TEL Support Service and our colleagues, many of whom are online in this webinar in the Active Inclusion Support Service and the Learning Hubs. So if you can move maybe to the next slide, please, Lise. So I guess maybe why the focus on assistive technology? I just want to make 2 or 3 kind of points around that. One is the overall framing of everything we do with technology has a critical lens. In other words, I think we need to be very aware, and we've seen wonderful examples this morning of the use of technology for assistive, but also technology brings with its challenges, and it can be unequal, and it also there are caveats attached to the uses of technology. So I think we always need to be aware of that. So we try to support an approach where teachers reflect on technology use and always focus on getting the best for learners. The second point is there's never been a more critical time in relation to the AT landscape because AI is transforming, particularly the way AI is embedded in many of the tools that are being used. And the challenge is, how do we bring that to the learner? So in the Learning Hubs, the staff there are doing that every single day, but getting that message out to every single staff member, we have something like 700 teachers in FET, Limerick and Clare ETB. So trying to get that message out is critical. The final point I'm making, this isn't the TEL cafes is the middle or the start of something. Like we're meeting again with TEL and the Active Inclusion Support Service in the week after next to look at next year in AT and how we can work together and work with the hubs around the use of assistive technology and put some sort of a kind of strategic or planned approach for next year. So we're learning all the time, and the cafes and the work and the feedback that Lisa will share with you later gives a sense of us always trying to improve what we're doing and learning from our successes and what doesn't work as well also. So I'll hand back to you, Lisa.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. So just to give you a better idea of the TEL cafes and the theme of assistive technology, this is a slide that I've taken from our TEL cafe on assistive technology, and we use these slides as talking points at the cafes, and they include examples of different technologies that learners can use to support them. So we make these slides available to staff after the cafes because they contain clickable links And in those links, then there's more information or videos so they can explore them in their own time then. So one example on the slide here is Notebook LM, and Notebook LM being an AI note-taking app. This was a major talking point in the Assistive Technology TEL Cafes, and in the video I'm about to show you, there's a use case of how this technology has been used by learners in LCETB as part of their studies and how they've benefited from it. So I'm going to actually stop sharing and reshare with the audio from the video. So I'll be muted just for a second.
Would have collaborated with Nika and a number of other instructors here who now use Notebook LM on the campus, and I've got great feedback from the learners that I work with in learning support that they find it very useful, particularly the podcast section of Notebook LM.
I find podcasts a great way for learning through the Teams and stuff, because I find it's very convenient to listen to podcasts driving home from Limerick to Cork or working on the weekends, farming and stuff. I find it a great job, and I also find the definition side of everything very handy, just to write down, say, the main parts of what you're learning and understanding. And I find writing things out, if you write things out 3 or 4 times, very good for studying. And we have stuff there that's like a highlighted section, which I find is very good. And yeah, I just find podcasts are fierce handy because it's going into your head. It might not stay there, but by God, something definitely does. And if it's not all of it, at least something stays.
From an instructor point of view, it's quite easy to use. I wouldn't be the most tech-savvy person in the world, so I find it really accessible in that sense. But it's fantastic, I find, for my apprentices, because they're coming from all different backgrounds, all different learning abilities, and all different learning types and structures and stuff. So what it does is it just allows them to study in a way that's maybe more convenient to them. So like the likes of through the podcasts, or maybe through study guides, briefing docs. We found those fantastic as well, because it meant we could hone in on the essential points, particularly for the likes of definitions within them. And it really just brought the focus on the most essential points of the chapter for lads that may not have necessarily have the most interest in actually studying in the more traditional sense.
So I hope that played okay. You could hear all that. So go back to sharing the screen. Okay, I hope that feedback is showing up on screen for you.
Yep, we can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, thanks. So just to close out on our presentation, we'll just leave you with some feedback from staff following the TEL Cafes. So if we have a look at the feedback, it highlighted the value of informal, flexible, low pressure delivery style, and staff, they also appreciated practical insights and tools that they could apply directly to their teaching. So also just leaving our contact details here if you have any questions after the webinar, but thank you so much for your time and attention and for inviting us today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lisa and Brendan. There were lots of positive comments. People saying that someone had the opportunity to try out one of these cafes themselves and how useful they found it, and upskilling an informal and relaxed environment. Lots of really positive comments. I think there might be a few questions too. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them either in the chat or raise your hand or ask them in the Q&A function. I see Joanne there has their hand up. Do you have a question, Joanne? I've allowed you to unmute if you'd like to ask your question. Maybe not the hand went down, so it could have been a mistake hand. Okay, maybe not, no problem. So if there are any other questions, feel free to type them in the chat. I might just give it a few seconds in case anyone thinks of anything.
And to acknowledge as well, I think it was Sheila who posted in the chat around attending the cafe, but I think Sheila more than attended the cafe, she supported the cafes as well. So she was, it's a very collaborative effort. On the theme of AT, we very much relied on the kind of lived experience of people in the hubs, because as we emphasized, our job tends to be teacher facing, whereas the hubs are working with learners day to day. So you get more a sense of Solomon, Ned, and all the team, all the hub workers get a much better sense of what's happening on the ground than we would have.
Totally. Yeah. And there is just a question from Tracy here wondering, is there a cost for Notebook LM?
So Notebook LM, it's free. All you need is a Gmail account to sign in and use it. There is recently they made Notebook LM Plus, but it doesn't actually take away from the free account. So there's no need to sign up. It just adds additional resources that you can add to your notebooks. But honestly, Notebook LM, the free version, is so good anyway. I don't think you'd ever need extra sources to add. So I would definitely recommend checking out and signing up with your Gmail. And you can, if you would like, trial the Plus version for a month for free if you sign up and you just cancel your card straight away. I always say that, but you'll see then
Sneaky
that,
tip.
yeah, you'll see then you don't really need the Plus. It's a very good tool, but just a free.
Cool. And just Rosalind there asking, is there a way to get a tutorial on Notebook LM? I think these are available online, but do you know of any particular ones that are good?
I say to people, there's not really a specific video. I follow specific channels on YouTube because AI is updating so quickly all the time that the videos go out of date quite quickly. Yeah, that's where I go, to be honest with you, is YouTube. And there's particular accounts there where they follow the big AI platforms and they'll post updates and things like that. And yeah, it's something you just kind of have to do pretty regularly because it does update pretty quickly.
Same, yeah, the YouTube is a lifesaver for a lot of things. Yeah. Just a couple more questions there. So someone is wondering, did the cafes lead to any list of best practice apps from the teams, or did you kind of, what was the best, I suppose?
That's probably an idea we might steal now.
It's
as
interesting,
well,
yeah, because actually I think the question did come up in the cafes. So I suppose now we're at a point where we've been gathering feedback from staff on the cafes and then going back to planning stages for future projects. So yeah, that'll be really fantastic because I suppose with staff, you want to be using the tools that are recommended by your organization. And that goes back to the critical analysis piece that you were mentioning, Brendan, about tools and that we're using safe tools and
yeah.
And I think as well, just to acknowledge the idea for the cafes and how it emerged, like Lise, Shirley and Caroline have regional remit roles. There's other people in TEL Service, but like a key piece is action research and learning as you go, and that less formal approach to professional development in it at a time when teachers are really busy with demands on them emerged from that piece, as Lise showed you there. And it's about finding what works and then constantly tweaking it and updating it to make it even better. So that's all down to the lads. They've been great on that.
Yeah, and you can tell how much of an impact it has had by that video as well on so many people. Thank you so much, Brendan and Lise. Really great session. Thanks for joining us all the way from Limerick today.
Thanks very much.